Welcome to the Metrics Room, Silverlands. Excited, we just finished up a great February and going into March with full head of steam, tons of momentum. Thanks for all you guys have done over the last few months, just getting going. The 5-star reviews from this last week, we had Rio, Citrus, Windsor, Canali, and Lakeside all with 5-star reviews. Great work. Keep it up. Focus in on getting those 5-star reviews. It'll help you with everything, getting more leases and more people moving in. Want to review the clutch incentive. It's officially over. 2 months of readiness, TCS, craziness, and we had the winning team was Overdrive. Congrats to them. It's consisted of Winter, Rio, Patriot, Koenig, First Colony, Countryside, Citrus, Sunnyvale, Pine, Lakeside, Evergreen, Coach Light South, Coach Light West, Coach Light North, and Coach Light East. Congrats to the winners: Chuck, Tanya, Paul, Sarge, Breezy, Lauren, and Bennett Mendez. So good work. Excited for that. Going into March, it's always a time for college basketball, which March Madness is one of my favorite times of the year. But we are going to have Silverland's first March Madness tourney. The first week, we are going to go through seeding. Seeding is based off of how many move-ins you get in, and the tiebreaker will be if you get to net zero. If you ever tie during the tournament in any way, that will be the first tiebreaker. So make sure you get to net zero. There is benefits for getting to net zero, which means net zero means that you cover all of your move outs in week 1, the average move outs that you have. So you can see that. I've sent out the report of the average move outs. If you're covering those and you're to net zero, by the end of this week, you are golden. Just to let you guys know how this works, if you have a leasing agent and a CM, both qualify for, it's by property, so each property will be going head to head in this tournament. We'll have 16 properties going head to head in a bracket style tournament. It's single elimination, and so it'll go from 16, and the winners that go to 8 will get a hat, branded hat. The winners of the 8, so there'll be 4 winners of that, they will get a jacket, a branded jacket, and then the final 2 will get pants, and the last 2 winners, the winner, if you have just the CM and it's the CM that wins, or the leasing agent, you will get a designer bag. So excited for that. If you are a guy and a CM, if Celso wins, then we'll look to get you a little satchel or something like that, something that works for you and that makes you happy. So wanted to get something that's a little out there that you wouldn't necessarily buy for yourself. And so excited for you guys to take advantage of the tournament. Hone in. This is your one chance. This first week is super important because more than half of the company will be left out of the tournament. So get in, get your move-ins going. I wanted to go over some of the key insights for this last month. One of the things is we went from about even in January on our RPS or our occupancy to positive 113. Wanted to shout out every single one of you. It's about double, triple. It's like triple, quadruple, honestly, the amount of RPS volume we normally have in a month. And I think that's just it's gonna continue to grow and increase over as we get better and better. And really excited for where we're at. But it's kudos to each one of you for spending the time day in and day out, focusing on getting your inquiries in, calling them, marketing them, and getting readies. This is truly a team effort. We can't do it without maintenance. We can't do it without CMs. We can't do it without leasing agents and people selling. So marketing department, thanks Sam for what you do, and Breezy and the underwriting team. I think we wrote like 180 move-ins last week, 183 I think it was. And that is about triple in a week what we normally do. So just a freaking crazy week. So great job. So a couple key insights from this week I want to shout out, and it will be mainly like a regional base, but there'll be some things that you see. The best performance overall last month was Maria, and really stoked for her. She achieved 95% target across most of her properties in occupancy. She's had a batting average, which is your inquiry to move in percentage, of 13.2%. It's well above our average of 8% as a company, so really good job there. And Marie was the only regional manager with a perfect 9 of 9 of her markets hitting the marketing target, which means they were getting enough inquiries to cover what was needed or forecasted by myself to hit their numbers. And hence they had just a crazy big month. They did over 40, I think they did 42 a net RPS last month. Furcrest with 19. Anna in Pepper Tree had 9 in Pepper Tree and like 7 in West Oaks. So Anna had about 16 that she was helping with. Angelica Prieto, great work there, but just overall really good performance. Tanya, she had the biggest turnaround. So she went from -8 RPS the month before to positive 22 in February. That's a 30 account swing in month over month. So that's the largest swing in the portfolio this last month. Citrus Valley, Countryside Estates, and Rio all moved to the positive. So thank you so much. As far as the highest absolute RPS, that the top dog and that score went to Chuck. So Chuck, really good work there. You led the portfolio with 45 RPS in February. That was primarily driven by Pine Meadows with +10, Khalil and Felicia, great work. Evergreen with 9. So Toby did a great job with Dinah. So want to shout out Big Valley, just in general. Great finish to the month. I was doubting that they had the amount of movements they had, but they had 9 or 10 movements on Saturday alone, which just shot us up to like really hero status. So really good job. A couple things to kind of think through, areas we need to work on. We have a few bottlenecks that we need to work on. Readiness is by far the biggest bottleneck in the company. That means we need everyone, all hands on deck to make it happen. We have, Chuck has 8 properties with 0 vacant ready. And we need to really focus in on how do we get those going. So Drew and crew, those are some things that we really need to focus in on to get moving the needle. If there's one thing that will crush us more than anything is if we just sit around and we don't get our readies done. So just want to call to action to everyone there. This is Market Street. This is the collective. It's just a lot to undertake and we're all in this together, but readiness is the #1 thing that if we are not careful, it's gonna really thwart our focus. We need to be consistent. We need to be relentless, and we need to make sure that when we feel stuck, we get help and we get other people helping us to get going. I did want to shout out Drew. Drew's been really getting after it. Paul as well on getting readies in overall. And we're going to need to support and help them. AM's going to hop in. RM's going to really help those guys get those readies. One of the things I wanted to talk about is in the areas where you have multiple properties that are pretty close together. I want to make sure as we're leasing and we're occupying that if we have, let's say I'm a B and I have no 3 bedrooms, that I'm sending 3 bedrooms to locations that do have 3 bedrooms, like applicants that don't apply for us. Let's make sure that we're utilizing our strengths to each other. B sent a 3 bedroom to Koenig. She sent an RV, I believe, to Patriot, and a 1 bedroom that she couldn't fill because all our 1 bedrooms are filled. And we were able to staff those, so that bled into others. We need to help each other and make sure that we're focusing on like filling for Silverlands and not just our own properties. So I just want to put that on your radar as we're doing the job. As far as accelerated deadline, Pine Meadows, Pecan, and Redwood, we have an accelerated readiness or target to get done, get occupied. That's super important. And so we are months away from our occupancy at 85% or more. So we want to just call out Market Street in those areas. Those are the areas that we need to focus on the most and drive readiness like crazy. And we got to lease lights out so that we can get that done for our investors. So anyway, wanted to just put that on everyone's radar. That's what we're focusing on. Once again, readiness is the key. That is the bottleneck that we need to all be focusing and putting our heads together to figure out. So with that, I appreciate every single one of you. We want to celebrate February as a really, really great month, and we're eagerly unsatisfied. So we're constantly going to be trying to get better and better and focusing in. Take advantage of the March Madness. Let's really focus in on that. Hone in on the gamification of the job and really focus in on winning the competition. And if you do so, you'll lease it up and you're going to get to the next level. I'm really excited to see Amarillo possibly be at 95% occupied by the end of the month, and just to see those ladies and everyone involved there to see that success. So keep it up, Silverlands. Let's go have a really big week. Thanks for all you do. Talk to you later.